Hey guys, welcome back on Legalese. Today we are going to discuss another definition, that is of legal representative. Legal representative is also a very important term and has been defined under CPC. We generally see a legal representative as the representative of any person, but it is not limited to it. The legal representative has a wider meaning and a wider application. First of all, the legal representative, when we refer to this particular term, it does not imply only to those, like to each and every person or any person in general. It means a person or the representative of that person who has already died. So, first of all, it is very necessary and important that this, when we hear the term legal representatives, we should remember that this particular person who we are calling as a representative, legal representative, is of a person who is already dead. So, Section 2, subsection 11 of CPC defines legal representative as a person who, in law, represents the estate of a deceased person. It's very, very important that you should remember that legal representative can be only of a deceased person, a person who has already died. And after his death, a legal representative is appointed. And who can that be a person? So legal representative includes, it says includes. It is an inclusive definition and not an exhaustive one. Any person who intermeddles with the estate of the deceased. Intermeddles means involves in any way. Okay? That should always be a legal involvement. It should not be illegal, but involvement in the estate or the property of the deceased. And where a party sues or is sued in a representative character, the person on whom the estate devolves on the death of the party so suing or sued. If there is a person who is already a representative of somebody, like A is representing some person, and if A dies, then or A is representing somebody when he is suing or is being sued, and his if this person dies, then whomsoever will be the person on whom his estate will devolve, that will be the legal representative. Basically, if there is a representative suit, then in those cases, whoever is the representative, we will see that the legal representative of that representative after his death will be the person on whom the estate will devolve. That means that usually will be the heirs of that person or anybody who is intermeddling or is involved in that property, again having the legal interest. That definition also covers heir. But it is very necessary to remember that it does not involve, or the definition is not limited only to legal heir. Legal heirs are obviously the person who can become a legal representative because these people have a legal interest in the estate of the deceased person. However, there are other people also who can have a legal interest. For example, uh, without title, they can represent the interest. For example, executors, administrators, managers, all these people are those who have an interest or a legal interest in the estate of a deceased person. For example, there is a school, and this school is given given to a person as an administrator of this particular school. Okay, he manages everything related to that particular school. Now the owner of that school dies and there was a suit pending against this particular owner. It is not necessary that the son or the daughter of this owner will become a party. Even this administrator can become a party because he has a direct interest in that estate. However, you have to remember that this particular administrator will have a right only in relation to this property wherein he has an interest. If that there is a suit against that owner of another property, then where this administrator does not have an interest, then he cannot become a legal representative. Only in respect to this school he can become. For this property, there is no right of this administrator to become a legal representative, but the legal heir obviously can become a legal representative of this property if they show that after his death there will be a legal interest involved for in reference to this property as well. So that is why whenever we talk about a legal representative, we refer to the legal interest involved of that person in that particular property after the death of whoever is available. So these are certain examples. Again, this list is a list that have been derived from different cases, but it is not an exhaustive list. It is only an example that I'm giving to you, but it can include other people as well, whoever shows the legal interest. For example, legal heirs. which I've already discussed. Executors, a person who is executing the estate of a person, that person can be the legal representative in case of death. Administrator, Hindu co-partners, the co-partners who have a right again on that property. Residuary legatee is basically a person on whom the estate devolves after giving to everybody who has a direct interest in the property. For example, a person has 10 rupees and he has to give 2 rupees to A, 3 rupees to B, 4 rupees to C. And he has made some person X his residuary legatee, that after giving whatever amount has to be given to everybody, remaining will go to you. So here he has already given 9 rupees, so 1 rupee will go to X. So X is a residuary legatee and he will be also having the right as a legal representative in case of death of the person who owes this 10 rupees. Reversioner, again, a person on whom the estate devolves or comes back after the interest is done. Or if there is a condition attached, like given a property to person X for a certain period, after his death, the property will return back to me, or if I've named somebody else. Then this person is the reversioner on whom the estate will come after the death of somebody else. That person also have a legal right to become the legal representative of that person who has named him as a reversioner. So these are certain examples, but again, like I told you, it's not limited to them. Now, for example, let's take another example for make things a little bit more clear to you. There is a person, there is a property, and this property is owned by a person. Again, let's take A. A owns this property, and B is a trespasser who starts living on that property because A is a very busy person and he does not come very regularly to his property and see his property. Now, there is a dispute related to the possession of this property, or basically certain payments to be made by this property. Certain taxes are needed to be paid. And this suit was filed against A that he needs to pay the taxes. Suppose A dies. Now, whether B can claim his right over this property or B can become a legal representative of A. So here B cannot, because he does not have a legal right. If he is a tenant, he can become, because there he shows that he has a legal right. But if he is a trespasser, he cannot become a legal representative of A for the purpose of this property. So you always have to remember that whatever right we are claiming in reference to the suit property or the subject matter of that suit, the person has to show his legal interest. If it is shown, the person can become a legal representative first. Second thing which is very important is that the legal representative can be of a person who has already died. A person who is alive cannot have a legal representative. However, this person can have a representative, which is different and is given under order 3 of CPC. Legal representative, other than the definition, is also relevant under order 22, which talks about the effect of death, what happens in death of a person, and therefore the question of legal representative comes into picture. Similarly, this legal representative is important in the case of Section 50, which is talking about, which is relevant in case of execution of a decree, that during execution, if a person dies, how the legal representative can be involved and what is the right and the duties of the legal representative. One more thing important here is that the legal representatives or the interest of the legal representative is limited to the interest of the deceased person, or their liability is limited to the interest of the deceased person. If the deceased person has only 10 rupees and he is a creditor, he is a debtor of 20 rupees, even if the legal representative are added, they are bound to give only 10 rupees to the debtors and not the additional 10 rupees, which will not go from their pocket, because their interest is limited to the interest or the liabilities of whatever they have gained from the deceased person. So this is it for today. If you want more details on it and more cases, please write it in the comment section. I'll send you the cases, or I'll make another videos on the cases related to the legal representatives. So thank you so much. Have a nice day. Stay tuned for more such videos. Thank you.